Hey guys, and welcome to the Hoffington Post. I am with an amazing man right here. Work with him, but what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make him introduce himself, and I've gained a lot of insight, even just spending a bit of time with you. Actually, a lot of time, really, quite a few days. Quite a few days. So, yeah, could you introduce yourself for me?
Yes, yeah. Hello there, my name's Tony Daley. I'm an ex-professional footballer. I played for Aston Villa and England way back. I've travelled in terms of where I am in terms of work. Once I finished playing professional football, I went on to be a fitness coach at Sheffield United and Wolverhampton Wanderers, where Wolverhampton Wanderers is head of sports science. And now I'm a mini entrepreneur in terms of doing. I've gone off of myself in terms of the fitness world and working not only with elite professionals but also with the public.
Okay, amazing. So, what made you want to get into business?
I think what it was, I'd been, as I said before, when I finished football, fitness was the thing for me, something I always wanted to do. And what made me do that was after 10 years working really, so 15, 16 years working hard in the football world industry, working for people, gaining a fantastic amount of knowledge. I just decided I can do this myself. I'm a particularly hard working individual. And what it was I left Wolverhampton Wanderers Football Club, and I had a few offers to go into another clubs, but it never quite fit right in terms of it was distance, the money that was involved, whatever, for family reasons. But I met a good friend of mine from school, Dave Barnett, another ex-professional, and we sat down having a coffee, and we're talking about, we could put the world to rights in terms of, we can offer this and do that, and, football clubs don't do this, we can do that. All of a sudden it was, boom, why don't we do it?
Yeah.
So we set about creating firstly a company called Polyver Performance, and they were looking at people, young footballers with rising talent who need that little bit extra. Because what we found at clubs, and I can speak quite clearly because I've experienced it as well. When at a football club and you're in an academy, you're getting first grade quality football. But what happens is, when you're 14, 15, you're not getting that one-to-one service. So you might be weak on your left foot, you're not very quick, or you're not very strong. Yes, the club will do what they can for you, but remember they're dealing with 40, 50, 100, 150 other people in the same boat. So you're only getting that treatment. If you want to get to the next level, whether it's to get to a scholarship or whether it's to get a pro form, you have to do that little bit extra more. And the clubs can't provide that service. So we provided a gap in the service where they'd come to us for one-to-one training, and we found out what their weaknesses were. So we worked on their weaknesses, but also maintained their strengths. So we were adding that 1 to 5% difference to get them over wherever they wanted to be. So and that's what we did. So that was in a case of all sports science, speed, agility, strength and conditioning, tech-tac, so footballing skills as well, and also the mind as well. So we worked on that as well, all those factors, and we came up with a program that was bespoke and ideal to that particular individual.
Okay, that's quality. That is quality. So, how have you maintained focus within business? Because I know that you're very performance related. If you've ever watched any of his Instagram videos and stuff like that, he puts me to shame. He puts a lot of young people to shame. I'm not even gonna lie. Like the stuff that I see you do, I'm like, I can't even I can't even fathom trying to do that or figure out how to do that right now. But how do you remain completely focused on your business journey? Because obviously you have that for football and sports and your performance personally. How do you have focus with business?
Yeah, very much so. I mean, what you found out when you go into the deep end, because that's only one of the two businesses I do. What I found was that you're hands-on, before that. So literally, when you're talking about banking, speaking to people, communicating with people, trying to bring business in, relating to people, all those factors you're learning on the spot.
Yeah.
Obviously, I've got a good business partner who has good acumen in that as well. But you are learning on the spot, and for me, it became very natural for me stuff to do as well. As you can see, I'm dedicating everything I do. I don't want to do everything half measures. In terms of when I played football, I wanted to do the best of my capability. When I went in the fitness industry, I wanted the best capability, and the same with business. So I learned on the spot. You're always learning.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm fully focused in everything 100% if possible.
Yeah.
I know it's spread out, but when I'm on that, I'm working diligently.
Mm-hmm.
For that as well, not only service and when it comes to admin, but what I do is what I found as well is not to be Johnny of all trades.
Yeah.
Stay in your lanes, and certain things that I can't do, yes I want to know about, but it's worth that little bit extra to speak to professionals. Hence the reason I come to you in terms of the work I do, because you can only do so much. But if you want to go to the next level, you've got to get the right people around you as well.
Definitely. I think this is a very, very good question that I'm about to ask. And it's probably going to differ for a lot of people, but for you, it fits you. And I see that you're working on your body and your mind, and obviously you have your business. So how do you find a balance with like business and your mind and your body? Like, I think that's a really good question, because sometimes I've been very focused on business and everything else gets put to one side.
Do you know what I do? It is just planning.
Mm-hmm.
So it's everything. So you've got AI prep everything. Mm-hmm. So yes, okay, schedule like that. I know I've got to do this, plan how to do that. And when you first look at it, you go, oh my word, that's so much things you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
But then start putting planning in motions. For instance, simple things like if for instance, start in the morning for me, getting up at 5:30.
Yeah.
In the gym at 6:30. You can't do that and not prepared the night before.
Mm-hmm.
So in terms of my kit sorted out, I know exactly what I'm going to do in my head. All that's done. So it's literally out of bed, shower, bang, into the gym.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of the day is prepped in terms of if I've got clients the night before, whatever is planned. I know exactly what sessions are going to be written down, so they're fully prepared there and everything else like that. So I know things change, and things change. You've got time to do it because you're not thinking, oh, I've got to do this, and you're panicking. But I plan everything. You have to be prepared.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I've always something. What makes it easy for me is that I enjoy looking after myself. My body and my mind. Meditation's really important to me. I put aside time for that.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, and of course, the real world, everything's coming in. Something might come in there. I prioritise. I look at that. That might be at the time. It might be a panic to you.
Mm-hmm.
You look at it and go, "I'm sorry, it's going to have to wait."
Mm-hmm.
You're going to prepare. I'll put that aside and do that and tick them off.
Yeah.
So I don't go from one thing to the next. It's quite meticulous in trying to do things.
Definitely, I totally agree. I feel like what you told me just then is what I started to do about 2 days ago, and just really draw down a list of everything. Absolutely. Because I noticed all the podcasts and everything that's been happening. I need to remain complete focus and tick off one by one rather than jumping from all over the place.
So I do find if you jump, which I have done when I first started, and sometimes you might think it's easy to say, but I've experienced this. You do say you've got 101 things, and I know you've got a young family. Mine's easy. I haven't. My family are growing up, but it's time about focusing, because family is important as well. You focus and dedicate that time as well. That's the most important. But also as well, but you've planned all that, you've done all that because you've prepped and because you're prepared. You're ready for any situation. So you can focus 100% each time. So literally, it's the alarm clock. Get to 1 o'clock. That's done now. I've got to do my admin now. I've got to do make programs. I've got to do this and that, and I'll spend that time on it as well.
So be meticulous with your time.
And your food as well.
And your food, and your food as well. To be and your food as well. So what would you say to your 20-year-old self?
Yes. Listen. At 20, you soon become 30, soon become 40, soon become 50. Yes, enjoy your life. There's nothing wrong with that. But my 20-year-old self, I would say that do it down. Be prepared. plan your life now. It's really important what you want to do. Okay, it might change as it itself, but have a focus in life. I think that's really, really important that you do. You have a focus and something you're going to aim for, and aim high. Don't limit yourself. Don't not ever think that I want to be a barrister, and people look at you and laugh at you and everything like that. Don't nothing neglect it. If that's what your aim is, you aim for it, and you have those stages in between what you want to do. And fortunately for me, I had a football career and that's what I was focusing on at that time. But fortunately for me, I was planning and prepping what I'm doing now whilst I was a footballer, i.e. going to university, get my postgraduate, all my qualifications in sports. I prepped for that. That's prepping. It wasn't all of a sudden I finished football, what I'm going to do. Okay, I'll go and do a degree. By the time I stepped out of football, my transition had started already. I was already within 3 months at a football club, starting my new career because everything had been planned that way. So that's what I would say.
Okay. So where do you see yourself in like 5 years' time?
5 years' time?
Yeah.
Look, I'd love for you to say sitting on the beach in the Bahamas, smoking. But even if that was the case, that's not me.
Yeah.
Yes, I'd love to be relaxed and really important. But what's kept me so alive, so vibrant, so in love with life is simply the fact that I enjoy working, and working is joy things. I go to gym for relaxation. That's great for me. That gets my mind right and everything else. I love to see the change in clients when you have your clients and you can see those massive changes. Whether you're working with elite athletes and you're making a 1 or 2% difference, or you're working with Joe Public, normal person, you're making 20-30% difference, and to see that person blossom and that person grow, it's honestly, it just fills you. It's such a beautiful thing.
I can see the passion just coming from it.
It's something I honestly I can't explain. It keeps me young, keeps me vibrant, and that's something I really, really, really live for. So for me to sit down and just feet up on the beach or whatever, it's not me. That's not me at all. Yes, I'd be lovely in a position to do that, where I can do that eventually, but as long as I can do what I'm doing, I want to continue it.
So what type of mindsets do you feel entrepreneurs should put into like their skill set? And I know that there's like loads out there. I know that you just mentioned like organization, and making sure that you've got passion and that you love what you do. But like, if you could give us like 2 other things that really mindsets that really make up an entrepreneur. So like, this is kind of for the listeners and viewers to kind of step back and say, you know what, that's something I might need to work on as well. So what would those 2 be?
Definitely work ethic. That's straight away. When you start business, if you start a business by yourself, it's not. It is full on, and you've got to have that work ethic. It doesn't stop. You've got to be able to be live and breathe it within reason. So when you hit that time, we're talking about that time when you have to be working, you're working, you're on it. You're on it 100%. You've got to wake up in the morning and not go, oh, I'll leave that to one side, or I'll do that. It's got to be done. You get it done. You've got to do that. And another thing for me would be to be humble. Because if you are successful and you're on that rise, there's going to be a time when you're going to come down, and if you're treading on people and you're not, and your only way is that, and you're not trying to help people out, for instance, in terms of where you are, and you're just stepping on people to get where you're going, it ain't going to work, because that time when you come crashing down, they're going to be, those people are going to be the ones that are going to be on the rise again. And to have a good network around you, and a network as well, I would say to you, on a business front, to have the right people around you, whether it's family, loved ones, a good business partner, whatever.
Okay, so with this question, it's a very important question, and the reason why I ask this question and I want people to hear it is because I want people to find more value in themselves. So when is the first time that you found value in yourself to say that, you know what, I can do this? It could even be from like young, or from like getting that first sale or getting that first contract for football or whatever. I'm not sure what that is, but when did you first feel and find out that you had that value?
I can tell you straight away. When I was about 15 years of age, and 14 age, and school teacher asked, "What do you want to do when you finish school?" And I said, I'm going to be a footballer." And the teacher turned and went, "No, that's fine. Yeah, that's pipe dream. What do you want to do?" "I'm going to be a footballer." From that moment, that he was looking at me as if that isn't going to happen, because it's one in whatever 1,000 people that's going to happen to. And that was me going, I am. And I was focused from the 14, 15. I can tell you that from 15 years of age, my next focus was to get a scholarship. Going to get it, got that at 16. I'm going to play in Aston Villa's first team at 17. I can remember doing, I'm going to play. Did that. And the next thing is I want to play for my country. At 22 years of age, 23 years of age, I did that. The next step for me, so my point is that every step I've gone in terms of what I'm doing, so coming to business now, is I have things that I'm going to do and I'm fully focused on that.
Yeah.
So I have a belief. It's not a belief where I'm going to turn around to you now and go, "Oh, tomorrow I'm going to be as rich as Richard Branson." That's not the case. I have steps in my life and where I'm going to reach, and I want to reach those steps. I do everything in my power in terms of my own capability to do that. And if it doesn't, it's not going to be lack of thinking, "I wish I'd done that." It'll be because it's beyond. It's not a thing. But I would say so far in my career that has happened, and I did that with footballers, and I did that as a sports scientist that I've been to, and there's no reason why I can't do that as a business person.
So how do you have a level of confidence and belief in self, or what is it that you do to give yourself that belief and confidence?
Self-love. Simple as that, because I believe in myself, and self-love is not vanity and everything else of that. It's the fact that first, if you don't love yourself or you don't have no belief in yourself, then no one else is going to do that. So you've got to have that sort of confidence that what you're doing, because there's many people I know, for instance, in the footballing world, is that off the field there's no problem with that because that's your personality, but on the field they lose themselves and their ability because they don't portray how good they are, their talents, because they don't have a belief in themselves. And that's so important. Once you have that self-love, once you have a belief in yourself, then everything shines first, because then that person or the people, the audience that you're working with, believe you. And that's important, and because you've got a belief in yourself, that they believe you.
Definitely.
If I have a belief in something and I think that works or whatever, I'm going to portray that. I'm going to not convince you, I'm going to make you believe that is the case. You work with me, we can do this. And it's not throwaway. For instance, when I work with clients, the first thing I do with them, it's not a numbers game for me. It's simply every client I work with, I'll sit down. My consultation is to see how badly they want it. And I've actually turned people away because you're going to, I'm not taking your money, you're going to waste your time, because if they haven't got the commitment to do it, I can only give you the tools, and if they're not going to follow it through, it's wasting both our times. So, if that person has the commitment, has the drive, but doesn't know how to put those together, we're halfway there. And if that person they're going to get 100% from me, 100%, commitment and drive, and that's where that that enjoyment comes from, because they have the same makeup as me. Because if they want to lose weight or improve performance or have just a better well-being, and they're committed to it, and you can see they're committed to it, then you're going to get the same back. Yeah,
definitely. So I know that we're going through this whole pandemic and stuff. What advice would you, for everyone it's going to be different, but just what advice that you would have for anyone that is in business or wanting to start business at the moment with the pandemic?
Reinvent yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very good answer.
Because there's many people I know when I first started. You know, one of my business as well. We're talking about the PLP, not 7 Day. The PLP business is still shut and still closed. So we're adapting and changing now to get things that we. Especially on the education side, to work online now. You know, in the process of doing that now. It's been a long time doing it. It's a massive overhaul. But in terms of, you know, I was working 7 Daily, working with fitness people, and gyms were closed as well. Everyone's doing it. I went online and did stuff. I gave a lot of free content out, bit of advice and everything else. And as the pandemic finished, you know, people remember that, you know. So I want to work with this person. We see enough time. It's been helpful to us. How can he help me? So that's for an instance. But you have to reinvent yourself. Do not feel sorry for yourself. It's easy to go, oh, woe is me. And it's horrible, and I've experienced it. So I'm not just saying that now. I've experienced it, and and that's the first thought I had.
I think what you just said though, like literally reinventing yourself, I think that is like the words that I've been trying to find at the start of the year for a lot of people.
Yeah,
but I think you're completely correct. You're definitely 110% correct. Reinvent yourself and really push yourself into the market so people know who you are.
Absolutely, and that's what it is. And you know, and you have to tell people that you've changed and everything else. That isn't the old business you're doing there. Have a look what we're doing now. I mean, what I found as well before I had a business mindset was that I'd go straight to whatever it was, straight to big businesses now, and you know, whether it be or whatever. Just say I'd go to Sainsbury's to buy something. I'd go to the big store to go and buy some gym equipment. Now I look at small businesses now. So I'm one of those now, and I think, you know, all these things about supporting your small business is so important.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, because you get the service and everything else. You'll see those big businesses. They're the ones who cream the top, you know, everything else, and making more and more money. They don't look after you. It's a smaller business. They're the ones now who, you know, realise there, and they'll cut corners out. They'll cut their prices to try and help each other. It's a big business won't do that. So when that come out of the pandemic, you know, and everything else, just remember that. Remember those small businesses that you go to who go, yeah, don't worry about that. You know, I mean, yeah, we can do a good price on this. They're the ones you've got to be loyal to, because they've been loyal to you. The big businesses won't.
Yeah.
So, you know, as much as I can as well, you know, do try to support other businesses as well. It's really important.
Definitely. So, like, what struggles have you encountered in business that you've overcome? Because in business and social media, a lot of people show like the highlights, the great stuff, doing this and doing that, or like showing bling bling and whatnot. But in reality, there is a lot of struggles that happen that you resolve. So in all of the podcasts, I always bring this question to the table because I really want it to be authentic and real for the people. So like, what problems have you come across and resolved?
For instance, a couple of things, to be quite honest with you. I think it was, for instance, I've set my own brand of supplements, for instance. I started there, and I thought, I know what a great product it is. I think it's great and everything else. Yeah, we just put it out there, no problem. 7 Daily, you know, we'll do that, no problem. And realise that isn't the case. You have to, you know, even though I have a belief in it, people are going to see that, it's another, you know, you've got to convince people that it's what the product is. And making people believe that it's a good product is difficult. So you know, we had the problems of trying to convince people that this is that, but also as well, behind the scenes, it when you start off a business, it's tough work. There's a lot of hours got to be put into it, and to actually convince people, so to convince a market that when you do launch at a market, you're the right thing, whether it be any product you're selling or any service you're selling. It's tough, but you're going to get a lot of knockbacks. But you've got to keep going. You've got to keep going, because you're going to eventually going to get that break. You've got to keep knocking doors. You have to. So you got to be thick-skinned as well, because you know you're going to get the majority of the time. You only need 1 or 2 lucky breaks. You know, you don't think that you might have the most perfect service, perfect product. You have to convince people that is the case. It's not that they're not just going to roll out to you. You have to go and show your wares.
Yeah, 100%. I've been a massive advocate of sales, really, convincing, building relationships, and speaking to a lot of people about those things and how important they are. Because I've been speaking to quite a few people that are just starting and stuff like that, or been in it for a while, and they just get work here and there, and it's because it's referral based, which is great.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, you need to make sure it's consistent and that you're out there trying to build your name and build the brand up and letting people know that you exist. Because if there's no sales in, your business doesn't work.
Yeah, and the thing is, as well, you gotta have a belief. That's what I'm talking about, a belief. You gotta have a belief in your service or your product. You can't just go in a business and go, it's good. You know, you got to be able to have a passion about something.
Yeah.
Because it's about transferring and the belief. Because you have to convince the people buying your service or product that is the right thing to do. And the only way you do that, you can't lie behind that. You've got to show that you know that it's a wonderful product
Definitely.
or service. It's really important that you do that and you portray that. So my point is, you've got to have a passion and a belief in what you're selling.
So like, I know it's very, for a lot of people, the passion side of things, or what you just said, is like, I felt that from a very young age when I figured out, you know what, I want to do this, want to do that. What about the people that are unsure or don't have that passion yet? How could they potentially find that passion?
I think as well, I would say two things to that. Then that person isn't right to be an entrepreneur or business person. If you haven't got, I think it's something that's you know that you've got to have. I don't think you can just turn around and go, I'm going to go into business and not be committed to it. Passionate, not be committed to it. So passion just for me just comes from within. You know, so I think, you know, if that's something you want to do, you can't just go, oh, I'm going to do this because there's a market for that, and you know, I've got no belief in the product, but I think I can sell that and make some money. It won't happen. You've got to have a belief in, you know, what you're doing.
Definitely, real talk. Definitely amazing. Totally. I just think that passion thing. It's about speaking to the right people that have got that passion. I think it is, because I've spoken to a lot of people that are unsure. And some of them are passionate, and I'm like, then go for it. Like you're using the passion, go for it. You love it. Sorry,
I think as well, because, you know, spoken to many people, and I've listened to conversations as well, and been in conversations where someone's go, I really want to do this and everything else, and I've got this idea, and you know, whether it's a spouse or a friend or friends that turn and go, what are you doing that for? That's rubbish, or I'm not too sure about that. My first reaction is, do you believe in that? And they go, yes. Go for it. Do you know what I mean? Just because I'll never turn around and go, because I don't like that particular thing or something that I wouldn't have, doesn't mean it's going to be a success. But look, if you've got a real passion for that, it's something you want to do, then if it is, go for it. You know, that's how I see things.
Definitely. So how do you block out the naysayers? Because sometimes that puts you off, and everyone's got their opinion, but then being able to still go on even though you hear what you hear is a skill in itself. And I just wanted to find out how you deal with it, you deal with the naysayers.
It's brilliant. It's attributes. First and foremost, just call it not the naysayers, call it noise. Simple as that. And how I dealt with it, simple. I've had a great background in playing professional football, because you know, if you're in a away ground and you got 20,000 people booing you every time you get the ball, for instance, as well, you can destroy people. You can destroy as well. Even worse, if you're having a bad time and your own fans are giving you a stick. You know, so I think I've had a bit of ground, because to play in that league, I've seen plenty of professional footballers who lots of talent but can't handle that. Same in business. There might be someone who has a fantastic product or a fantastic service, and because he gets a couple of knockbacks, or people have actually, you know, poo-pooed and thing and just go like that, you have to block it out and go, that's fine. take one of it on board. For instance, it might be something that might be valid, but a lot of people might take something valid and go and poorly and go, oh, that's rubbish, I can't take that. You know what I mean? And it might be something valid. If it's valid, a valid point, you got to go, okay, I'm listening to you. How can I, use that? How can I make that better?
Yeah.
But it might be something where it's somebody because just jealousy or whatever, and you get poo-pooed or whatever it is. But you have to block it out and go, honestly. And and I think it's something, an attribute and a skill that you do learn, or some things that you might have to be brought up with. And it's just to go, don't bother me, I'm focused on what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Just because you don't like it, I don't care less. I have a belief in what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So for me, I think, as I'm trying to say, is it's something where I've had to do that since the age of 15 because of the profession I've been in, and it's helped me remarkably well. So trust me. So if I get any stick now, and especially you look at likes of Twitter, and the abuse you could get off that,
it's crazy.
You see what professional footballers are getting now in terms of that now. I mean, unfortunately, it wasn't as bad for me, but I have experienced it. Has put me in good stead. So anything that comes my way now, in terms of somebody telling me that I can't be done, or that's a worried project, honestly, it's literally noise, and it's just gone. It's just gone like gone. It's not even there. It's something valid. Don't get me wrong. If someone's made a good point, most people go on a defence and go, oh, no, if it's a good point, I'm the first person I'll hand up and go and have a listen.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got something there. Okay, let's have a discussion then. What do you think? So when I say the noise, it's the noise. So you've got to have a belief. So if something has triggered you, not something where it's going to put you off, but something you go, yes, that person might have a point. Have a listen. If it's something abusive or something that's just throwaway comments, you have to ignore. But something you can actually go, yeah, they have a point there. Okay, so what do you think about this? It might be an uncomfortable conversation, but it's something that can make you twist and go in a better direction.
Yeah.
So initially it's horrible to hear. It is, but then you've got to go, okay, that's good. Yeah, that's good. That's going to help me in the long run. And that's the way it does happen. It's happened to me quite a few times in the business. I've been focused in one way, and that's why it's have good people around you, and people to turn around and go, what are you doing that for, or why have you put that particular thing there? I've got, and straight away you automatically go, oh, because I've done this, and then I turn and stop and go, well, why? Well, because I think this, and I've gone, and it was horrible at the time to hear it. And you automatically think going to defend it, and I've gone, you have to stop yourself and go, okay, come on, talk to me about it. What do you think then, or whatever? And the quicker you do that, and the quicker you learn that skill, the better it's going to be for you.
Yeah. So, like, how do you step into your role? So, like before, you mentioned that it's like a learning on the job type of thing. But then if you want to get to be a specific place or a specific person, how do you step into that role without being there yet?
No, you repeat that. I'm not quite sure what you're trying to say there. Can you just repeat? Yeah.
So for a lot of people, see themselves, in like this is just an example. People want to be successful entrepreneur with the house and the car and the life and all this, that and the other. But if you don't have all of that, or you don't have the funds, or you're not quite there yet, how do you step into that role? Because your level of confidence is you always stepping into that role.
Absolutely.
So I'm just curious on how do you step into that role?
Like-minded people. Feel yourself, surround yourself with the people that you want to be, not want to be, aspire to be, those roles, and then you have that's the way you're going to be, if that makes sense, you know. So if you surround yourself with people who are negative and always putting you down, or you can't do that, or or haven't got the same aspirations you are, you're going to stay at that level. Put yourself out of comfort zone, surround yourself with those people, whether it's networking, whether it's going to events, whether it's meeting people, getting associated with those particular people. I think it's really important. Then because then you'll see how these particular people act, what they say, what their aims are. They'll give you good advice and things like that as well. So it isn't say you're going to go out there and you're living the dream. You're already acting as something you're not. You're looking at people and how you want to aspire and learning from these people.
Yeah.
So it's really important to surround yourself, for me, with the who you aspire to be.
Yeah. Okay. Quality. Tony, I would love you to plug yourself, where people can find you on social media, your websites, your businesses, anywhere that they can contact you. Can you tell the audience?
Yes. Well, I'm currently working in my company called 7 Daley, and we are a well-being and fitness all-in-one. You know, we supply everything to the general public, one-to-ones, online training, supplements, and you can find us or find me on Instagram at 7 Daley, on Facebook at 7 Daley, and on a website www.7daley.co.uk. And just give us a shout there, because we're going to be big.
Tony, it's been a pleasure having you on the show, sharing your journey, sharing your insight, giving the audience some inspiration, and hopefully they can reach out to you and you can speak to them in about like their journey or fitness or whatever opportunities that may come from this.
I'm happy to help that way as well. As I said as well, especially the journey I've taken, if it's fitness and I want to get into this particular business, I'm more than happy. You know, there's a place to contact me. Just give me a shout. Just tell me it's through you, Theo, as well, and I'll be more than happy to help. Amazing.
So I want to say thank you very much for watching and listening to this show. If you would, I would appreciate it if you were to like, share, and subscribe to this channel and to the show. I'm going to have loads of influencers and entrepreneurs and creatives on board sharing their journeys with you. But if you've got any questions, please put them down into the comment section. I'll get back to you, or Tony will get back to you and help you down there and reach out. But I want to say thank you very much for listening and watching, and I'll see you on the next show.